Breaking on 4 News Now at 6. A crash in Moses Lake leaves one person dead and 2 others in custody. What started the police chase that ended with a car flipped over in someone's front yard.
The sunshine isn't going anywhere just yet. I'll show you how long our warming trend is going to last in the First Alert forecast.
Trash, needles, and people camping out in One North Spokane Park. We'll show you how neighbors are coming together to protect kids and reclaim their park. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
And we begin with that breaking news out of Moses Lake. What started as a robbery ends in a high-speed chase, leaving one person dead. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. 2 people are in custody. Hunter Bertram is in Moses Lake with the string of events that led to this deadly crash.
Neighbors here on Lakeshore Drive in Moses Lake tell me they woke up this morning to a loud bang, peering out their front window only to see a police pursuit had ended in their neighbor's front yard. A man trying to outrun law enforcement, deputies say misjudged this corner, sending his vehicle into this electrical pole and flipping over. That driver died at the scene. And you can see here what neighbors woke up to. Chaos, smoke billowing from the crashed car, and police lights lighting up the early morning sky. Before this deadly police chase began, the Grant County Sheriff's Office says deputies in Moses Lake PD were responding to a 4:30 a.m. 911 call of a woman who said she had been robbed, beaten, and pistol whipped in her home, saying she'd been held against her will for 2 hours. Deputies looked up the street names she provided for the attackers and say they were able to track down real names and the vehicles they drive. One deputy spotted the suspects at the Jack in the Box on Wheeler Road soon after the 2 women surrendered after being pulled over. However, a man in the back seat jumped into the driver's seat and sped away, initiating a police chase. And this here is where the car came to its final stop, taking out this fence completely and the light pole behind me. It's since been replaced. The identity of the driver killed has yet to be released. As for the 2 women, 36-year-old Champagne Garza and 30-year-old Becky Avelos are lodged in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of first-degree robbery and unlawful imprisonment. In Moses Lake, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, some Spokane teachers are taking the safety of neighborhood parks into their own hands.
They're doing that by cleaning up Kehoe Park in the Hilliard neighborhood. It's a park these children use every day, but that often has drug paraphernalia, broken glass, and dirty clothes laying around. Madeline Mullen joins us live from Kehoe Park. And Madeline, what are teachers doing to make sure their students are safe at the park?
Well, when a teacher from the Northeast Youth Center comes to this park, they'll typically start looking here in the grass, near the bathrooms, underneath the trees, and in the wood chips underneath the play structure. And that's because these are places where the kids usually are and where they find things like broken glass, syringes, or foil. And all of this happens before any of the kids arrive.
This is a beautiful park in Hilliard, and we love to walk our kids down here to be able to play on the play structure, maybe play soccer or dodgeball.
What should be an easy outing for the Northeast Youth Center has turned into a bigger operation.
One of our adult teachers has to come down and canvass the whole entire park to make sure there isn't needles or beer cans or anything like that, because we have learned from previous times that we've come to this park that kids will say, "Hey teacher, look what I found," and it's a syringe.
And it is not just the youth center that has had this problem. The Chesterton Academy right next door, as well as neighbors across the street, also canvassing the park beforehand or just flat out not letting their kids go.
We just want them to have a safe life, a safe time when they come to a park like this.
These items often come from people that spend the night at the park. Some of those people staying at the park well into the day.
There are some individuals who like to come here and spend the night or do some illegal activities. And we did have to call the police.
And for many of these people, the first number that is called is the police or the neighborhood resource officers. The city says the number that should be called is 311.
I know it gets frustrating sometimes if your call isn't immediately responded to, but when we have those bulk calls or we see people calling about a location consistently, that gives us the intel to then maybe change our operations.
Now, all of this was happening even when Proposition 1, an initiative that banned camping within 1,000 feet of parks, schools, and daycares, was in place. And the City Council voted on Monday not to reinstate this initiative after the state Supreme Court ruled against it. Live at Keogh Park, I'm Madeline Mullins for News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. And we hope you're enjoying this nice spring weather because it's only going to get warmer.
A lot of plans outside. Let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how long our warming trend is going to last.
Well, that has changed since we were together yesterday. We are going to extend our warming trend, and I'll be telling you more about that later in the news. But first, you don't want to miss out on this beautiful evening in progress. It's 61 degrees. Crystal clear skies in Spokane, a gorgeous evening in Coeur d'Alene where it's 60 degrees, temperatures running above average today. We are going to cool down quickly with the light winds, clear skies, and dry air, but it won't be as cold as it has been the past several mornings. In fact, hard to find a temperature below freezing for Thursday morning. We'll be in the mid-30s to upper 30s throughout the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. A little wider view shows 34 in Colville, but 43 in Lewiston. 38 in Coeur d'Alene, and this may be the last day that many locations are going to be in the 30s in the morning for a while. I can't say for sure how long yet, but looks like through the next week. So your hour-by-hour forecast for Thursday, bright blue skies again, but we're going to blow right by the lower 60s on our way to a high of 70 degrees. I'll be back with a different look at the 7-day forecast. Things are changing. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. A bill that would tighten gun laws in Washington even further is now heading to the governor's desk. If signed into law, anyone looking to get a gun would need to have a permit and complete live fire training before they're allowed to buy one. Critics of the bill argue it violates constitutional rights by allowing the government to determine who can own a firearm. Supporters say it would prevent guns from reaching criminals and ensure safe handling and storage by buyers, potentially saving lives.
Some experts are concerned that President Donald Trump's tariffs will force people deeper into credit card debt. According to Bankrate, credit card debt in the U.S. has reached $1.2 trillion. That's up 4% higher than a year ago.
People are feeling squeezed between higher housing costs and medical care and food and childcare and all these things, and there's just not as much wiggle room.
If you do have a lot of credit card debt, experts say it is best to pay off as much as you can so you don't pay more in interest and penalties. You could also look into transferring your debt to a 0% interest credit card.
A new scam alert to tell you about tonight. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says it's seeing a rise in scammers impersonating law enforcement officers. Investigators say scammers will pretend to be from the Sheriff's Office to trick you into sharing personal information or demanding you send them money over the phone. The Sheriff's Office wants to remind people it will never contact you regarding an arrest warrant or demand payment over the phone.
Scammers have a powerful new tool, artificial intelligence, that can mimic the voice of someone you love.
Deepfake fraud should be the #1 digital risk people are thinking about.
We'll look at the alarming rise of voice cloning scams targeting local families and how you can protect yourself and your family tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest with Robin Nance and Natalie Grant.
Well, some of your favorite snacks could lose a bit of color.
We'll explain why and how it's meant to improve your health.
This man is assaulting me! This man is assaulting me!
The men who dragged this woman out of a town hall meeting in Kootenai County are now facing charges. But what about the sheriff that gestured security to take her out? The questions surrounding the independent investigation. Next on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Do you know what pairs nicely with a French dip? Second French dip. $2 for $8. Arby's, we have the meats.
So you've been thinking about upgrading your air conditioner for a while now. But with tariffs right around the corner, that waiting could cost you big time. Fortunately, Bill's Heating and AC planned ahead and stocked our warehouse full of pre-tariff air conditioners. Same comfort, same quality, without the coming price hike. But this equipment won't last long, so don't wait until prices go up. Take advantage of pre-tariff pricing and our lowest price guarantee. Call Bill's Heating and AC today and lock in comfort before comfort costs more.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $3,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
At Liberty Park, we've been growing our own since 1928, and we continue to be your go-to greenhouse for all your gardening needs, including custom container planting. We have a colorful selection of annuals, perennials, and hanging baskets. With several varieties of tomatoes and other veggie starts, we have all you need to kick off your vegetable garden. We also carry yard art, soil, and pots of all sizes and colors. Liberty Park Greenhouse and Garden Center is now open in the historic South Perry District.
2 French dips for $8 with au jus. Au jus? Oh, yeah! Woo! Arby's, we have the meats.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy.
The time has come.
We have to wait for everyone. This is too big a moment.
To say goodbye.
Not ready.
To the Connors.
Thank you, no applause.
The 1-hour series finale, tonight on ABC.
Well, just 2 days after the contentious Republican town hall in Coeur d'Alene, we received a press release from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office.
It said it was aware of Sheriff Bob Norris's involvement and it would have a complete and independent investigation of the incident conducted by an outside agency. Marissa Rio joined us live from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. But Marissa, you haven't been able to find any evidence that this investigation was ever even asked for.
That's right, Derek and Kirsten. It is important to note that the Coeur d'Alene Police Department also investigated this incident, and it listed Sheriff Norris as a person involved, but not as a suspect. Now, since that investigation, the city has filed charges against members of the security firm involved. Now, I've been asking the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office since Friday for an update on this independent investigation and have yet to find any evidence that such an investigation was even asked for. Here is video from February's town hall.
There's an opportunity for you to sound off.
Teresa Borenpol is heard shouting at the speaker, and Sheriff Bob Norris is seen grabbing Borenpol's arm at an attempt to get her to leave. He is later seen directing improperly marked security to remove her.
Is this your deputy?
As Borenpol shouts at Sheriff Norris, asking if these men are his deputies, Sheriff Norris is seen recording the interaction on his phone before security ultimately drags her out. This is the press release we received 2 days later, saying the Sheriff's Office was aware of Sheriff Norris's involvement and it would move forward with an independent investigation. On Friday, we asked the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office for an update on this independent investigation and who was conducting it. We received this email Friday saying the Sheriff's Office had no comment. We also put in a public records request to the Sheriff's Office on Friday asking for this information. We received this response yesterday, April 22nd. Unable to respond, record not known to exist. I put in a public records request with the county as well and was told it had no record of this either and that I would have to contact the Sheriff's Office. Since this incident, Teresa Borenpol has filed a notice of tort claim against the security firm involved and the Kootenai County Sheriff for $5 million. Now, under Idaho state law, the Attorney General is to respond and investigate if any elected county officer has allegations that he or she violated state law. So I did reach out today. I emailed the Attorney General's office to see if they've received such allegations or if it's investigating, and I have yet to hear back. As for the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, I've gone into this office here in Coeur d'Alene today. I went to their Hayden office to see if anyone could be available to speak with me about why we cannot find any records that they requested this independent investigation, and no one's been available to speak with me. Live from Cooney County, Marissa Rio for News Now.
Your forecast for this evening, it is gorgeous. Expect 58 degrees at 7 o'clock. We'll stay in the 50s at 9, 47 at 11 with light winds, clear skies. Enjoy. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
This year, if you'd like to make your backyard fun and entertaining with a new swim spa or a relaxing new hot tub, then you need to visit Quality Spas of Spokane, the little store that sells the most hot tubs in the region. Featuring Cal Spas, one of the only hot tubs made in the USA that offers the highest quality of pumps and massage jets with stylish cabinet options at the best volume pricing in the market. Quality Spas of Spokane.
Life's just better in a spa.
For over 40 years, Parker Toyota has been dedicated to serving the people of North Idaho with top quality used vehicles that exceed industry standards.
That's because every used car undergoes a rigorous 160-point inspection. If it doesn't meet our standards, it doesn't belong on our lot.
Providing the highest quality used cars and trucks is just the beginning of our commitment to you as a customer.
Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive our no-problem customer service at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Residential Home Solutions is excited to announce our Win 25 and 25. This spring, you have a chance to win $25,000 in new windows and entry doors installed by our truly local company. To qualify, you must meet the following: be a homeowner and live in our region. No purchase is necessary to enter, and we provide free estimates to show what you could win. Go to residentialhs.com to enter or call 509-892-6460. Win 25 and 25 with Residential Home Solutions. Home improvements, custom fit for life.
With all the worry about the cost of everything going up, is now the time to save more or the time to buy? And what about your job? Is now a good time to look for a new one? Tomorrow, GMA's Rebecca Jarvis has the answers to your money questions on Good Morning America.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here, from design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
All right, welcome back. We have started to experience a little bit of a warm-up and not a lot of complaints, at least from those of us here.
Everybody is very excited about those first few spring days where it's really warm. It just brings out the smiles all over town. Your 4 things to know about the forecast. Clear skies continue for the next couple of days. A warming trend. We're going to be in the 70s through Saturday, and that is the change that has changed pretty dramatically since Monday, where it looked like we would be back down in the 50s by Saturday. I'm going to explain why in a moment. And our chance of showers is drying up. That's kind of a mixed bag. Eventually, we're going to wish we had a little bit of rain, but that 70s through Saturday, I know, is welcome to many people. Meteorologist Matt Gray left this for me, and it's a good explanation of what's going on. This area of low pressure on Monday, our computer models had it coming onshore over Oregon and bringing up some cool and wet weather throughout the inland Northwest. Today it is dramatic. Yesterday it was a little bit lower. Now it's even further to the south in our Wednesday models. Let's take a look. I'm going to start off at our current time with high pressure in control. We'll have high pressure for Thursday, high pressure Friday. Here's Thursday at 7 o'clock, and that area of low pressure is still offshore. We have our high pressure in control. It is really going to the south. Here is Saturday at noon, even further south than what it looked like earlier today with our latest model runs. Now we are just barely within its grasp in terms of any cloud cover or precipitation. You might see a sprinkle or two around Lewiston, but if it continues sinking to the south at its current trajectory, we are going to stay dry and have a warm start to the weekend, and actually a warm second half of the weekend. Our high temperature trend right now takes us into the 70s for the next 3 days. Not much of a drop on Sunday, and then 63, as cool as it gets on Tuesday before we start warming up again. And very little, if any, precipitation in the forecast. Our warming trend looks like it is going to continue in terms of warmer than average conditions through the first week of May. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. First week of May, a very strong signal for above average temperatures. Meanwhile, your planning forecast. Bright blue skies through Friday. Overnight lows after tonight will be in the 40s. Saturday, we are going to see an increase in clouds with that system to our south. It'll send us some clouds, and there's a 10% chance of some precipitation around the region. A sprinkle or two not out of the question, but it is definitely trending toward drier weather. A 20% chance of rain on Tuesday. A mix of sun and clouds through the rest of the forecast, but really pretty spring weather. I'm going to be back in the next half hour. I have some amazing Wildlife Wednesday photos. The critters are definitely out in this beautiful weather, and that's coming up later in the news. Derek.
Well, here's a live look inside of St. Peter's Basilica, where Pope Francis is lying in state. Italian authorities putting their security plan with hundreds of thousands of people expected to attend the Pope's funeral on Saturday.
ABC's Ines de la Cutera is at the Vatican with the details.
Thousands of the Catholic faithful now lining up outside St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects to Pope Francis. The pontiff will lie in state for 3 days. The public viewing was set to end at 7 p.m. local time on Friday. The Vatican saying in a statement it may extend that time frame until midnight due to a, quote, high flow of visitors. This morning, the Pope's simple wooden coffin was escorted by the Swiss Guard as he made his final journey to St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinals joining the procession as it traveled a few hundred yards across St. Peter's Square from the Pope's residence at Casa Santa Marta. Once inside, Irish-American Cardinal Kevin Farrell sprinkled holy water over the Pope's body, a reminder of baptism. The Vatican saying burial will take place right after the funeral mass Saturday. Cardinals in Rome and again this evening to plan the conclave and make other decisions about the Catholic Church. Large numbers of Catholics were already in Rome to celebrate the Easter holiday. They and others now lining up to pay their respects.
For this moment, I arrived on Monday for 1 week, and now I had the chance to go there and see the Pope. He was dead, but I saw him and I could say goodbye.
And with some 200,000 people expected to attend the Pope's funeral on Saturday, officials in Italy are heightening security using drones, monitoring cameras, and patrolling areas near the Vatican. Ines de la Cutera, ABC News at the Vatican.
Well, Spokane street construction has been tough on Post Falls businesses, but some are rolling with the punches. How they're staying open and staying hopeful.
And concerns about a so-called Tesla tax at Olympia. Why critics say this bill is illegal and what it could mean for your wallet if it's passed. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Drew Henry, tea maker and founder of Revival Tea Company, and we're right here at Yolks Fresh Market. We started in 2018 in Spokane. We are super proud of getting our peppermint from Washington State, our honey from bees in Spokane. We've collaborated with Dry Fly and turned into canned cocktails. We definitely would not be where we're at today without the support from some amazing local partners like Yolks. Oh yeah, the more and more we can work together, that's been a really fun thing as we continue to grow.
Check out Revival Tea at Yolks Fresh Market.
We are bringing caring for the person who is dying back into their own family.
It's all about the person that's leaving this world, but it's equally about the family.
With the necessary supports to assure their comfort, symptom management, and accompaniment as they walk through those final days that for many can be very scary. With caring support can really be the fullness of living as a person dies.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
This year, make your home more energy efficient and beautiful with McVey Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Did you know McVey Brothers sells the popular Coeur d'Alene windows? And last year, the 6,000 Window and Door Series won the prestigious Energy Star Efficiency Award. Well, right now, when you purchase a 6,000 Series window, we'll match your energy rebate based on current utility rebates. Plus, give you $500 off any roof you add to the job. At McVey Brothers, we're always working for you.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
Shop DaveSmith.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Brothers Flooring.
Welcome back. Some changes could be coming to a few of your favorite snacks.
The FDA is looking to phase out certain food dyes by the end of next year. CNN's Karen Kafa explains what this could mean for your pantry and your health.
Cereals, candies, cheese puffs, they might look a little bit different by the end of next year. The Trump administration asking for the food industry's cooperation in nixing petroleum-based synthetic dyes that give some snacks some of their signature colors. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Marty Makary says a planned phase out of certain food dyes is aimed at making food healthier.
We are erring on the safe side and moving to remove these from the U.S. food supply.
Makary following up on Tuesday's announcement that the Department of Health and Human Services and the FDA seek to remove petroleum-based synthetic dyes from the U.S. food supply by the end of next year and fast-track the review of natural alternatives.
Nobody wants to eat petroleum. Everybody knows there's enough science out there that we know it's terrible for you.
Specific risks to human health from synthetic dyes have been somewhat understudied, but research in animals has shown a potential link between some dyes and an increased risk of cancer or tumors. Other research has pointed to restlessness, learning difficulties, and attention problems in some children with dye sensitivities. Without much hard evidence, some experts see the moves as precautionary.
The decision about what to do with the dyes really depends on the degree to which you want to employ the precautionary principle.
The plan for now relies on the cooperation of food manufacturers. The Consumer Brands Association, an industry group for some of those manufacturers, said in a statement that ingredients in the U.S. food supply have been, quote, rigorously studied and demonstrated to be safe. Some consumer safety groups lauded the move at the federal level, but they're a little bit skeptical of the timeline. Consumer Reports, for example, cautioned that making the stop down a voluntary process will likely draw it out. And some consumer groups have encouraged more states to work on their own bans in the meantime. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, Elon Musk says he's going back to Tesla. Musk told investors he would step back from his role running the Department of Government Efficiency next month. He said he will spend just 1 or 2 days a week there and spend the freed up time running Tesla. But his high-profile support of President Trump and controversial role at Doge may have already cost the company. Earlier this month, the electric car maker reported the biggest sales drop in its history during the first quarter as buyers fled the brand.
Feeling overwhelmed? Your child might be too.
Coming up, the hidden signs of academic anxiety and what you can do to help before it becomes a crisis.
And construction is creating a tight squeeze on a main road in Post Falls. Find out when the $1.8 million renovation of Spokane Street is expected to end. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Attention all men. Low on energy, low drive, need to lose a few pounds? Concerned about your testosterone level? From hormone replacement therapy and weight loss services to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
Champions of Magic is back with an explosive all-new show featuring thrilling and mind-bending illusions sure to entertain the entire family. The world's only team of illusionists present an interactive, high-energy production unlike anything you've seen before. Get your tickets to North America's biggest touring illusion show, Champions of Magic.
In Spokane, May 17th. Tickets on sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
The smart thermostat just got smarter, and Bill's Heating and AC wants you to experience the difference. For a limited time, new customers will receive the brand new Nuve Smart Thermostat free with every full system tune-up. And right now, the tune-up is just $59. Enjoy 24/7 monitoring, total control of your home's comfort, and help prevent costly breakdowns, all with one phone call. Call 208-777-5528 to claim this limited time offer today.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now you can get a 2.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot.
Trouble losing or managing your weight? Finally, an easy and affordable medical weight loss solution you can do in the comfort of your home. From hormone replacement therapy to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
Next ET, fresh off her Space Odyssey, our Katy Perry exclusive in Mexico City for the launch of her Lifetimes tour. Then VPR royalty Lisa and Stassi are
taking over for ET.
Next.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, it wouldn't be springtime without a few construction headaches. Thanks for staying with us here at 6:30. Construction crews are giving a tired Post Falls Road a complete overhaul.
And as with any construction project, it's testing drivers' patience. The city is revamping Spokane Street, outlined here on your screen. The area marked in green is already complete. The stretch in red is where the latest phase of construction is underway between 4th Avenue and Celtice Way. Our Jordan Smith was there today alongside drivers having to pack their patience.
Things are a little bit cramped here on Spokane Street. Drivers are having to navigate through this narrow stretch of orange cones as crews plug away at a $1.8 million project to give this road some new life.
Welcome to the Spokane Street Rehabilitation Project. In addition to replacing the current asphalt, construction crews are repairing stormwater drains, sewage manholes, and pedestrian ramps. It's a continuation of last year's rehab project. And when it's all said and done, Spokane Street will be fully renovated from 1st Avenue all the way to Celtice Way. It's easy for the noise and dust and congestion to get under the skin of drivers and business owners alike.
A little slower right now.
Access to Rogers Burgers and their world-famous shakes is clogged with orange cones and traffic. Pulling out of the parking lot is an ordeal of its own.
Yeah, pulling out this way, I waited probably 15 minutes, like that, letting cars go east and west multiple times before they finally. I was like, I got to pick up my kid from school.
But Justin, along with his neighbor at Republic Kitchen, both know
meditation goes a long way.
As annoying as construction season can be, it is only temporary.
But ultimately in the restaurant industry, you're always looking for more business. New construction means more people. So on the business side of things, it can only be good in the long run.
The good news is drivers just have to meditate a little while longer. The city of Post Falls is hopeful to have the repaving done as soon as May 9th, well ahead of schedule. In the meantime, take it easy on the roads and take in the spring views. In Post Falls, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
We do need to take in the spring views, and one way to do that is just by heading outside because it is gorgeous. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Beautiful day today. Temperatures running above average with all that sunshine, although it felt even warmer than 62 degrees in the sun today. 62 was the high in Coeur d'Alene, 60 in Pullman, and 66 in Lewiston. 59 in Bonners Ferry, one of the few spots on the map that stayed in the 50s. Tomorrow, it's a different story. A lot more 70s on the map. 70 in Spokane, 71 in Ritzville and Colville, 76 in Lewiston, 70 in Bonners Ferry, and 74 in Moses Lake. Some of the mountain areas, if you had some clouds building up in the afternoon, those clouds are being replaced with bright blue skies, and expect clear conditions throughout the day right around the Spokane area. Temperatures ranging from 66 tomorrow in Spirit Lake to 73 in downtown Spokane, 72 in 9 Mile, as well as Meade, 68 in Spangle. Your Thursday planner, 37 degrees to start the day, so a crisp start, but we warm up quickly, already into the 60s by noon. Heading to that high of 70. 59 is our average high. No sign of 50s in the 7-day forecast. I'll be back with that and some Wildlife Wednesday photos in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, looking forward to it. The Coeur d'Alene School Board trustee who was arrested over the weekend is stepping down. Trustee Allison Anderton was arrested in Post Falls and charged with a DUI. The school district released a statement thanking Anderton for her service. At next month's meeting, the school board will formally announce her vacancy and begin the process of finding her replacement.
Well, a potential new state tax for Tesla, a company that has seen backlash over the last few months after owner Elon Musk started working for President Donald Trump.
Democratic lawmakers in Olympia are pushing for a new bill that's been nicknamed the Tesla tax. Our Alexandra Konyards explains why some say it's targeting this multi-billion-dollar company.
Car manufacturers in Washington are required to sell a certain number of electronic vehicles to meet the state's clean car standards. Those who don't can buy zero-emission vehicle credits, also known as ZEVs, from companies that have an excess amount, like Tesla. House Bill 2077 would impose a tax on both those credits and the banking of them.
EV-only manufacturers are making a lot of money on the transactions of these credits to legacy automakers.
State Representative Joe Fitzgibbon, the bill's sponsor, feels the large profit made through the sale of credits should be invested in making electronic vehicles more accessible, which is what he says this bill would do.
But some are saying this is a political move. Following the growing number of protests against Tesla, we can still see the remnants of that outside of our local dealership here in Liberty Lake, with words written all across the pavement expressing hate for this company's owner, Elon Musk.
It's unfair. I think it's unconstitutional to target one company for taxation.
State Representative Jeremy Dufault, who strongly opposes the bill, warns it is consumers who will feel the real impact.
It will raise some revenue, theoretically, but really that's just will end up raising the cost of electric vehicles.
Tesla is a large seller of ZEV credits, and State Representative Fitzgibbon did acknowledge they are the only ones that would have to pay this tax at this time.
A portion of that money would better serve Washingtonians if it was spent on these other purposes than if it was just going to pad the bottom lines for Tesla.
The bill would bring an estimated $77 million into the State Department of Revenue over the next 2 years. Reporting from Spokane, Alexandra Konyards, 4 News Now.
Well, a new law in Washington makes it illegal to include medical debt on credit reports. Spokane Senator Marcus Riccelli's Senate Bill 5480 was signed into law this week. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society says removing medical debt from credit reports raises credit scores by an average of 20 points. One 2-time blood cancer survivor says even with a good job and insurance, it can be very easy to accrue thousands in medical debt.
Have to make a choice if you're going to feed your family, 1 month, or are you going to, make a medical payment? And sometimes, unfortunately, you've got to put that medical payment off.
Cancer survivor and Pullman resident Jeremy Griffin says medical debt is way more widespread than most people even realize. Tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, you'll hear Jeremy's story and how this bill will help people like him. Well, bookworms and new readers can sort through hundreds of titles at the Friends of the Library book sale this weekend.
The annual sale will be held at the Shadle Park Library tomorrow through Saturday. You can sort through a whole range of fiction and nonfiction titles for less than $1. There will also be an entire room dedicated to children's books, priced at $0.25 each. This is the library's largest sale of the year, and all the proceeds go a long way to support library operations.
There's something at this book sale for everyone, whether you're a cook, whether you're a traveler, whether you want to learn more about religion, or just read a good old mystery. There's a lot of these things here for everybody.
Tomorrow is the members-only sale, but on Friday it'll open up to the public. Then this Saturday you can fill a bag of books for $3 or a box for $6. You can find everything you need to know to attend on our website, KXLY.com.
All right, there's only one prospect in the entire NFL draft who calls Idaho home.
And he is one of the best tight ends in the draft, earning national praise for his role in Michigan's national title run.
And you can get to know Colston Loveland coming up. We spoke with his old high school coach on what it's like to see this greatness from the Gem State. Catch it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the YMCA.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Just look at those beautiful plants and flowers from the Plant Farm. The Plant Farm is Spokane's go-to garden center. A promise of trust and confidence comes with the healthiest plants from the Plant Farm because their plants and flowers are grown right here. Get annuals, perennials, roses, trees, shrubs, and their signature hanging baskets and more, even indoor plants. Head to the Plant Farm, Spokane's go-to garden center on 4th between Evergreen and Adams in the Spokane Valley because life is better in the garden.
It's time to get spring-loaded at the Kootenai Casino. Stay in April starting at the incredibly low rate of just $59 midweek in the Kootenai Falls Lodge. We'll even include 2 breakfast vouchers. Win at the Inn with big cash giveaways, daily mystery hot spins, Senior Day Wednesdays, and special events all month long. Book this special rate today and come win at the Inn. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
We're under 24 hours from the start of the 2025 NFL Draft, where 257 of the best of college football will hear their name and know their first stop in their pro careers. And among these great athletes is former WSU quarterback Cam Ward, the projected top pick of the draft. So let's break down what makes Cam a first overall worthy pick. Well, he had over 4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions thrown in his last season, plus the second best quarterback rating. Ward's 2024 season with Miami was sensational. He led the Hurricanes to a 10-3 record, throwing 8 touchdowns and no picks across the 3 losses. Ward threw over 300 yards 10 times, over 400 yards 3 times, 600 more yards, 14 more scores from what you're watching right now. His 2023 Washington State season over to last year. Ward has elite recognition skills, fantastic arm talent, and he's a pretty quality runner too, but he can be reckless sometimes with some costly turnovers and was not terribly accurate in the red zone. But despite those flaws, don't be shocked if the Tennessee Titans call his name with the top pick tomorrow evening. And of the hundreds of players on ESPN's draft board, only one of them hails from the Gem State. That's this big fella right here. The 6'6" Michigan tight end hails from Gooding, Idaho, and grew up far from the city lights of the NFL.
I'm originally from Gooding, Idaho. It was about 3rd grade, got into rodeo, really loved it, was pretty good at it. So playing football, there's things you can connect for sure. Like a lot of times at rodeo, you just get one shot. You prepare all week for that one run, pressure moments, and then also just toughness. If you meet someone at rodeos, they're normally pretty tough and, they've been through a lot. I think that helps for sure.
Caught by Loveland, the tight end, for the touchdown.
The dream of me becoming an NFL player really started since I could remember. A lot of hard work, a lot of determination, but now we're here. So it's pretty cool to see it all come full circle.
Loveland spent his college career tearing it up for the Michigan Wolverines. He earned multiple All-Big Ten and one All-American honor. Plus, he broke the all-time Michigan tight end reception record for a single season. He earned a spot with the Wolverines after a stellar career playing for the Gooding Senators, beating Timberlake on their way to a state semifinal appearance. And plus, he won the Idaho Gatorade Player of the Year award in 2021. His former high school coach at Gooding, formerly at Gooding, spoke with us this week and told us his perspective on Loveland's meteoric rise.
Been asked a lot the last couple weeks about what it was like to coach that kid, or how proud are you that you coached that kid and stuff like that. I don't see it that way, because in Little Gooding, Idaho, what were we going to do with that kid? Like, we didn't have the resources, the tools, we maximized everything we could with him. What he has achieved, he did it. That was him.
So we'll see where Loveland Ward and the rest of the draft prospects go, starting with the first round in Green Bay, Wisconsin, tomorrow at 5 p.m. And for the first time since 2019, the Spokane Chiefs are back into the WHL Western Conference Finals, set to take on the Portland Winterhawks. A team Spokane is 4-8 against an all-time playoff series, but they won their last meeting in 2019. That same year, the Chiefs made a run this deep. Puck drop for Game 1 at Spokane Arena is Friday, just after 7 p.m.
All right, Jack, thank you. It may not feel like it, but the school year is slowly coming to an end.
As the year starts to wind down, tensions tend to rise, and sometimes anxiety looks different in kids and teens than it does in adults. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains the signs to look out for if your child is suffering from academic anxiety.
From end-of-semester projects to finals, tests, and quizzes, this time of year can feel a little overwhelming.
For a lot of kids, it can feel immensely stressful.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says academic anxiety can have some surprising signs in students. They may start to procrastinate in the morning, try to miss the bus. They may skip class, talk back to teachers, or they may not be able to complete assignments. Baumstein says these signs may seem like behavioral issues, but that's not always the case.
We really want to get curious about what they're communicating and make sure we're getting to the root, because for some kids, it's actually anxiety.
That starts with opening up a dialogue with your child. Baumstein says to ask open-ended questions and listen to understand, not just to respond. Then validate and normalize what they're going through and focus on the effort they've put into schoolwork all year, not just the outcome.
If they're worried that they might not get that perfect grade, they're going to be feeling really intense pressure.
And if a child seems to really be struggling, Baumstein says reach out for help.
They're not able to go to school. They can't sleep. They're no longer engaging in activities they used to enjoy. They're withdrawing from their friends. They're not talking. They're tearful. These are signs you really want to pay attention to. And we don't want to wait until it's bubbled up to a point of crisis.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And while it's natural for parents to want to fix everything for their child, experts say that doesn't teach them how to cope with anxiety on their own.
Instead, they suggest asking what you can do to help support your child and also tell them ways that you have overcome anxiety in your own life.
It is Wildlife Wednesday, and here is just a preview, but wow, what a dramatic shot. Susie Corpay spotted this osprey with a fish getting chased around Fernand Lake by this bald eagle. Eventually, the osprey couldn't outmaneuver the bald eagle, dropped the fish. The eagle swooped it up and won the lunch. Great photo, Susie. I'll have more after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Build Heating and AC is making it easier than ever to stay comfortable at home. For a limited time, get a full system heating and cooling tune-up for only $59. And as an added bonus, new customers will also receive a free smart thermostat. So stay comfortable, save money, and gain 24/7 monitoring and control of your home's comfort by calling 208-777-5528 and scheduling your $59 tune-up today. That's 208-777-5528.
It takes 5 seconds to read an average text message. If you're driving a car going 30 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel 220 feet. That's a long distance. About 3/4 of a football field. Or enough room for 15 cars. Oh, so if all that can fit inside of 220 feet, then imagine how much the road could change while you read one text. So before you start driving, put your phone out of reach and stay focused on the road. Together, we get there.
It's the once-a-year spring tune-up event this week at the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
Hi, I'm George, and I'm offering great deals on over 300 of the best rigs in the region.
And this weekend, when you purchase a vehicle from Cal, you can get up to $600 in free upgrades, like light bars, custom grills, or tires and rims to customize your ride, making it the perfect time to visit Cal.
Like the deals and love your wheels.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
There's a good feeling we get when we show up for others, whether it's a family member, a neighbor, or a local nonprofit we care about. When you donate or volunteer to support nonprofits, great things happen. That's what Give Big is all about. Give Big is Washington's annual giving campaign that benefits nonprofits of all kinds across our state. On May 6th and 7th, visit wagives.org to discover and donate to nonprofits making good things happen.
In honor of Wildlife Wednesday, we want to take another look at the osprey cam at McEwen Park in Coeur d'Alene, and the osprey in that nest, oop, he just moved his head, or she, has moved since our last check.
Okay, and didn't we say they're sitting on an egg in there?
Our 5 o'clock producer visualized an egg at one point.
That's true.
I did not see it myself.
I love this. I could watch this feed all day.
Yeah.
A very good day to be at McEwen Park, too. Playing on the playground there. I don't know if the splash pad's turned on yet or not, but
they might want to here because we are heating up. But before we get to the fabulous details, how about a few more Wildlife Wednesday photos? And we're going to start off with a bighorn sheep ram. Look at this awesome photo from Mark Vogt. I love it. Mark says this ram had just woken up from a nap. He was having a stretch, getting himself oriented, getting ready to enjoy the day and the sunshine. And gosh, I just love them. Great photo. I also adore this photo from Larry Crumpleman. This is a short-eared owl, aptly named, as you can see. This owl has very short ears. And finally, from Jerry Rawls, he sent this mountain bluebird photo. He says he ran into a whole flock of mountain bluebirds out Celtice Way, and just a gorgeous shot. We get lots of shots of them sitting and looking gorgeous, but boy, in flight, their translucent wings, just really spectacular photo, Jerry. Thank you so much. Our high temperature today, even with all of that sunshine, those bright blue skies, we were only a couple of degrees above average. That's going to change, and we did have a cold start, 34 degrees. That's cold enough to cause some of your more tender plants some problems. 38 is our average overnight low. We have warmer nights ahead, especially after tonight. Sunset is really getting close to 8 o'clock now, 7:52. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, Temperatures in the 70s for the next 3. Actually, every day I come in, Matt Gray, our morning meteorologist, changes Thursday down to 69, and I change it back up to 70. So I feel like I should leave him like a bet, $5 of what it gets tomorrow. We'll check back. We'll see. But then it cools back down into the 60s by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But this white line is our average high, so we will be above average through the forecast. Only a 10% chance of precipitation. Our hopes for any wet weather decreasing. I want to check in on our snowpack, and meteorologist Matt Gray left me this as well. Not only a lowered temperature, but you can see the upper Columbia Basin still in pretty bad shape with only 64% of average. The lower Snake, on the other hand, is in very good shape. The rest of the region, just a tad below average or right at average. The Spokane River flow, currently this pink line is where we are this year. It was peaking back in early April, is beginning to droop, but once we start melting a little more snow and our temperatures get up in the 70s, it will likely be getting closer to average. Your planning forecast, plan on bright blue skies, sunshine, and a warming trend for the next 3 days. Then we do have a chance of showers on Tuesday, but not a lot of precipitation, but some good overnight lows. We'll be in the 40s after tonight.
All right, Chris, thanks. Before we go to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
With a P1FCU Ascend checking account, you get more than great dividends. Imagine having an entire branch in your pocket. Who needs a checkbook when you have a digital wallet? The only thing I check these days are my dividends.
Earn 3.5% APY. Access your account anytime, anywhere. Simplify your life and start earning more with Ascend checking. Get yours today at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
This year, turn your backyard into a fun, relaxing paradise. From Quality Spas of Spokane, the little store that sells the most hot tubs and swim spas. Made right here in the United States by Cal Spas.
So what do you think about these? We like this.
Yeah, we love that.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
Shop DaveSmith.com.
For our customer appreciation sale, we wrote a poem.
Roses are red, these recliners are blue. To our amazing customers, we appreciate you.
Our poetry skills might be second rate, but our furniture selection is great.
Living room, dining room, and bed sets galore, all are at sale prices we know you'll adore.
Our Lazy Boy prices are low, and by now you should know.
For the best furniture in town, just come on down
to Kerner Furniture during our customer appreciation sale.
Book your stay and play getaway today at Missisquoi.com.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, 5% of all deaths in Spokane County last year were from drug overdoses. What plans city leaders have to combat the opioid crisis tonight at 11.
Get out and enjoy some sunshine for the next, well, several days. Will be at least partly sunny through the weekend and beyond. Slight chance of showers on Tuesday.
It's been making for some really nice days at the ballpark.
For sure.
Don't you think?
Love that.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
All right, we'll see you tonight at 11 for Nightside.
Live stream.